Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an efficiency build of the Slog. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn, and here we are in a very interesting settlement. I must admit that I took a long time getting to this one because I just didn't know what to do with it. So a little backstory on this settlement for those who don't know. This is the only one that comes with a swimming pool, and when you first get it, it's manned by all ghouls. It's an all ghoul settlement, and incidentally, many of your settlers from your other settlements will talk about this settlement in idle conversation. If you just sit down to listen to them chat, they'll talk about this one and Grey Garden. So this one is manned all by ghouls, and here are some of the ghouls that come with it. Deirdre, Wiseman, who leads the settlement, that's Wiseman, and then a few others. Some random workers, and then Holly. The cool thing about this settlement is that these named NPCs are merchants. So Deirdre is a merchant, but they bug out a little bit. After you get the settlement, Deirdre can sometimes stop selling her wares, and she just becomes a regular NPC. But there's a mod on the Nexus that fixes that, and I've linked to it in the description. Another thing that is frustrating about the NPCs that come with this is the named ghouls are not immortal. So typically when your settlers get attacked, they're immortal, and they can become incapacitated, and they'll stop fighting, but after the fight ends, they revive themselves and they go back to work. But Deirdre, at least, is mortal, which means that as soon as your settlement gets attacked, she's likely the first one to die. And the reason for that is because one of the enemy spawn points is over here. Yeah, so another reason this settlement is interesting is because it's right next to the Saugus Ironworks, which is just north of Finch Farm. And these guys over there are so close that they'll kind of wander into your camp every now and then, and your settlers will run off in a crazy direction and start attacking. Anyway, to make a long story short, you can fix Deirdre's mortality by using console commands. Open up the console, and there's a special console command that can make Deirdre and other ghoul named NPCs immortal, just like all the rest of your settlers, and I share those console commands in the description of this video. Now, on to the actual settlement. So it comes with this tarberry patch. This is the only tarberry patch that you have access to in the entire game. There are lots of different crops in the game: corn, carrots, mute fruit plants, and you find tarberries running around, but you can't actually farm them unless you get the slog. Then once you do, you can come down there and harvest your tarberries. So I'm gonna get all my tarberries. And the reason this is important is because tarberries are used in a number of recipes that you have access to at both cooking and chem stations. So this is a great settlement to get if you want to farm tarberries. Another nice thing about it is it does have this water, and as you can see, you can put a water purification system in here. So I've got my my purification system that generates 40 purified water here, right in the middle of the swimming pool, and it generates just enough. So let me show you what I did for power. I typically build these generators that are high up on stilts, but I decided with this one that I wanted a down-to-earth concrete structure, mainly because this entire facility is made of concrete. It's one of the only settlements you get that's solely made of concrete, except for maybe the Warwick Homestead. So I built this little shack, and I closed up all the sides, and I wired through the gaps in the roof. So that's how the electricity is coming out, and then I covered up the inside there. So it's kind of unique. I enjoyed putting that little shack together, and then I wired my electricity to all of my different stations and then all around the perimeter of the house. I find that wiring outside the perimeter of the house is an effective way to make sure that every single room inside your house has ambient electricity, so that you can just plop down lights and lamps and you know that they're going to get powered. Alright, let's go to our settlement management software, and I want to show you the spawn points for enemies. Now, the nice thing about this particular settlement is all of the spawn points are fairly intuitive. As you can see, there's one right down here, and this is in the middle of the road, so of course you would expect to get attacked from the road. But the only drawback to getting attacked from this location is sometimes a stray missile will fly over to the Saugus Ironworks, or maybe one of your settlers will have a railway rifle and hit someone over there, and then you pull the entire facility, and then all of your settlers run way over there, and it can become a quagmire. But what I did is that to combat this, I put this huge... This is the primary bulk of my fortifications right here. I've got 3 missile turrets, 2 heavy laser turrets, 2 spotlights, and then 2 guard stations to defend myself from over here. Next, the next spawn location is over here in the middle of this road, which I didn't expect. So in order to combat that, you know, there's not a lot of room. The settlement build area ends right on this platform, which incidentally is why I didn't use a larger guard station and put it down there on the grass. I had to use these teeny tiny guard stations and kind of perch them on the concrete ledge here, and then I propped them up with these supports using a mod that generates them. So really the only place you have left to defend this area, if you want to keep this patio open, is on top of the roof. So I hopped on up here and I created this this station. I only have 2 turrets up there, so hopefully that'll be enough. And then I've got these 2 guards down here. And the final one is over here, and this is the one that's frustrating because it's right next to where your farmers farm. Your farmers who are all mortal. So the very first settlers that get attacked are your mortal settlers. And so the spawn point is right here, which was okay. It gave me just enough room to build this guard tower station over here with 3 ballistic missile machine gun turrets, and then 1, I think that's a shotgun turret. Yeah, I think I put a shotgun turret up there. It's so close to this spawn point that I figured I'd use some close range stuff. But I'm starting to have second thoughts. I may redo this a little bit with some heavy laser turrets. But all of these stations combined bring my defense up to a respectable level. I got 133 defense. Now this farm, all I really did to it is I put down some flamingos. I didn't really change anything. It was already laid out well. It had all the food that was necessary. It had all the farmers already assigned. So I pretty much just left it alone. Over here is my marketplace. And what I did is I rose the platform to meet this platform. So this concrete platform came with the swimming pool, but then it drops off here to the earth. And it's really lumpy and it's on a slope, and I didn't want to have my shops hovering. So I created this concrete platform, raised platform, and that ends at this corner right there. But it wasn't enough. I needed more walking space, so I placed these iron mini platforms to the side of it and propped them up with some supports. I really like the layout of this marketplace. So here's the Galleria where you can walk through and shop, and then this is where the settlers walk in to man the store, and then here's you can access food shops over here. I left a lot of room over here, thinking at the time that I would build a really elaborate eating and dining area, but I didn't, because I actually had enough room inside the changing room place to build a dining area in there. So I've got this open space. Whoa, big lag spike. Sorry about that. So what I did instead is I placed this this barrel filled with burning firewood and some high-level bar stools here, along with these bar stools. Because as you know, your settlers are going to hang out by the restaurant/bar at the beginning and the end of each day. So I did want to have some seating over here. I may, in the future, place down some tables and chairs and stuff over here just because I have this space. But for the moment, I left it blank. Now, I did put a ladder here because settlers get stuck on the roof a lot. You'll fast travel into this particular settlement, and just like with Sanctuary, your settlers will appear on the roof. So what I did at Sanctuary, and I haven't recorded that video yet, but I put a ladder, attached it to the roof, and the settlers do walk down. And sadly, I had to do that here as well because the settlers will just stay on the roof otherwise. This is the bathrooms and the changing area, and it comes with some of these built-in exterior lights that don't work. Even after powering the exterior so that there's all of this ambient electricity, these spotlights still did not work. So I added lighting from Wasteland Workshop directly beneath every light that didn't work. This one didn't work, so I added that light. That one did work, so I didn't have to add anything. And check this out. I really love this. I added I added a milk vendor and a Nuka-Cola vendor. And then I used I used a mod that I'll link to in the description of this video that allows you to place down these invisible animation mats. So you can see that this settler is assigned to this invisible animation mat, and whenever the settler is assigned to that mat, the settler will perform the designated animation. I have one over here for coffee, so I built this coffee station by this table, and then I assigned this settler to the coffee drinking animation mat, and so she drinks coffee by the coffee station. And this is the safe kicking animation. But I thought it would be kind of cool to have this settler kicking the Nuka-Cola machine because she put in her change and the Nuka-Cola didn't come out. She's really mad, so she's just going to kick the Nuka-Cola machine, and she does that over and over again. This settlement came with all of these lawn chairs and lawn tables already out. And I left them here because I just liked them. What I did do is I took all of the dinnerware off of the tables because settlers kept bumping into it and knocking it over. And then I replaced it all using the OC Decorator mod. The nice thing about that mod is it allows you to place decorations and settlers can't knock them over, so they stay put. So I've got some random cups around here. I've got a small smoking station with a lit cigarette over there. That, of course, is my coffee station. I enjoy these really long chairs. What are they called? Like sunbathing chairs or beach chairs or something? And you can't build them in the workshop or with Wasteland Workshop. So I left them, and they're unique to this settlement, and I like them a lot. I just put a grill down here because I figured, oh, I should probably put some meat on there. I'll do that later. And then I made a smoking station here. I put this sign on the wall that says ghouls welcome, no ferals allowed, because, hey, this is the ghoul settlement. This is the settlement filled with ghouls. I got a cigarette machine. I've got a smoking cigar out of that ashtray. I've got a smoking cigarette out of that little station over there. Before we go inside, I'll show you my workshop. So this settlement came with some burnt out campfires. And what I did is I used the Wasteland Workshop fire to replace the old burnt out campfire with one that's actually on fire. And pro tip, by the way, I'm just now starting to realize these things. If you have a trading post, which you have access to in your workshop once you finish a series of Bunker Hill quests, then these merchants will appear at your settlement wherever your trading post is. But some settlements come with these campfires where traveling merchants will go to the campfire instead. And so once I realized that, I removed my trading outpost and I just left this campfire so that my merchant will come, the roving merchants will come to the campfire instead. And there was another campfire here, so I placed a lit campfire on top of it and placed this cooking station there. I assigned Strong to this settlement because I figured, hey, that he would be he's a suitable guy to guard this settlement, and he likes to use this cooking station over and over again. So here's my very tiny workshop. If you've gotten this settlement and if you've done the Arlen quests here, then you'll know what this little area is about. And so I left this here in memoriam. And then all I did is I put a couple of filled shelves in there, and then these two scavenging stations. So this is a scavenging station that has been reskinned to look like a tool chest, and it comes with a really nice animation with the settler. And then this is a scavenging station that has been retooled to look like a filled shelf. And the settler assigned to it also has a really unique animation. All right, let's move on inside. So this settlement, this interior level, so you can tell what it used to be. This used to be a changing room / bathroom for the swimming pool. And you go in here and you can see the bathroom stalls and everything. But this used to be wide open, and what I did is I separated this into two separate rooms using the concrete walls from Wasteland Workshop. None of the walls in the wooden or the metal sections of your workshop are interior walls. Only the Wasteland Workshop concrete walls can be placed on the interior of your structure. Now you can get around this by using mods, which I've done in the past, but since this is an entire concrete structure anyway, I figured it would be suitable to place an interior wall here made out of concrete. And so that divides this big open space into 2 halves, and it gives me 2 new walls, 1 new wall, each with 2 sides, to decorate. It really opens the place up and makes it look much more interesting. So this side I turned into a kitchen. This is a dishwashing station, which is actually a scavenger station with unique animations. I've just got a cooking area over here with food and dishes piled up, all sorts of kitchen utensils over here, and then food/restaurant related signs on the wall. And then over here, I placed down 2 dinner tables with a variety of goodies, including that pink paste. I actually went back to that high school and did the entire dungeon all over again just so I could collect more of this pink paste to place down, which I think is just fun. Whoa. Ooh, looks like I've got a floating dirty wastelander, ladies and gentlemen. Or it's a refreshing beverage. There we go. So there's my kitchen/dining area, and then on this side I turned it into the common area. So this couch and this table came with the settlement. I removed all of the decorations that were on this coffee table and I replaced them so that settlers can no longer knock them down, and then I added a burning cigarette. I've got a bookshelf and some big posters on the concrete walls. Over here I've got an office desk with a poster on the wall. This came with the settlement, and there's no way to remove it. I suppose I could have used a console command to get rid of it, but I didn't want to. I actually like it. And then over here is my TV/lounge station with 2 couches, a coffee table, and a TV playing the Fallout 4 special animations. So I updated this mod. The author of this particular mod came out with a new release that allows you to place a bunch more videos in here, and the TV will randomly play through them throughout the day. So if you ever want to put every single special tape in here, press space for random playback. You can see that the TV is now set to play each holotape randomly. Alright, let's go into each of the bedrooms. Now this shower/bathroom section also used to be one huge open area, and I divided it into 2 different rooms by placing down a concrete wall. Just like I did in the middle of the building. So I put down some beds, and I put some beds here in the stalls, and I tried to decorate it up a little bit. So I want to show you something. You see how there's water on this bed? This is actually really frustrating to me. So this particular settlement comes with a decal or some sort of, I don't know, it's some sort of special effect that places water on the floor. When I first put my beds down, I just put the bed over this water spill. But for some reason, yeah, see, this is what it's supposed to look like. It's just pooled water on the ground. But for some reason, the game recalculates the special effect the next time you fast travel into it, and it places the water right on top of the bed. It has no real effect on your settlement happiness, and it doesn't affect the way that your settlers use the bed. It just looks horrible. It looks like your settlers sleeping in water. But there's nothing I could do, and I needed the bed, and I didn't want to remove it, so I just left it. I didn't go hog wild on decorations, but each room does have its own theme when it comes to paintings. This is the abstract art room. This is the pastoral/landscape scenes room. This shelf came with this particular room, and all it had was the candles on it. And I started decorating it with lamps and drinks and doodads, and then I got bored, so I stopped. But there are a few things on there. And then this room is the landscape room. Uh-oh. Sounds like something's going on over there. And there go all my settlers to attack. What is that? Oh, it's a Deathclaw! Oh my god, it's a Deathclaw! Kill the Deathclaw! Where'd he go? Mythic, legendary Deathclaw does not like my ghost rifle. Holy cow. And you gotta be careful with this ghost rifle, because if you're not, then you're gonna kill a settler. There we go. Way to go, guys. Good work. Team effort. All right. Back we go. This also came from a mod. These are just some plumbing pipes that if you assign a settler to this, it gives them a unique animation. All right, moving on to the next room. This is the pinup room. I have some nice girls on the wall that came with the mod. They're all tasteful, nothing too nasty. And then that's pretty much it. I put some rugs down, put some sleeping bags, and then put a lamp on that table. That's all I did to this room. And then coming over here, this is the final room. This is the portrait room. These are all tall portraits of faces and ladies and apparently dogs. What breed of dog is that? I guess we should call this the fine art room or the portrait room. I don't know. But I put down this sort of end table with a clock and some towels. You know, I figure, hey, you're at the swimming pool. You should probably have some towels. So I put some towels down. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Slog efficiency settlement build. It was hard for me to come up with an idea for this place since it pretty much came with all of the housing needed. It had a slew of decorations, and there really wasn't much to do with it that you could do with it. So I decided to segment out the inside and really transform the way the interior of this place looks. That's the major contribution that I made to this settlement. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Slog. I hope it inspired you. I hope you liked it. Leave your comments in the comment section. Leave your comments in the comment section. And please subscribe. I'll be doing more efficiency builds of not only all of the settlements in the game, but also the unique player homes and unique settlements that you can only get through mods. I'll do those as soon as I finish all of the ones that come in the game. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much.